Welcome back to Dragonfall, where we escaped the Az technology facility. I think it's implying that we got out and then the place blew up, but we didn't get anything for it. Or, we didn't get a sound or a sight of it. Gradually, the ringing in your ears clears, and the world comes into focus. The generator overload did its job, just as Frau Mueller said it would. The Az technology facility has been reduced to a smoldering crater strewn with a chaotic jumble of cracked marble, melting plastic, and broken support beams. You can barely make out the faint wail of approaching sirens. They're still far away, but they won't be for long. Wow, Chief. That was intense. Nothing I couldn't handle, of course, but this was a little more dramatic than I was expecting. We just leveled an Az technology facility, Blitz. Intense barely begins to cover it. Yeah. He eyes the crater. I guess that's true. Blitz steps back, blinking. A sudden gust of wind kicks smoke and dust into the air. It's funny. I've heard lots of rumors about the Azzies over the years. Stories about making monsters and consorting with evil spirits, that sort of thing. I'd always assumed that they were urban legend at best, or xenophobia at worst. Definitely not true, at any rate. Looks like I was wrong. The Azzies are boogeymen, just like the stories say. It's enough to make a man rethink some things. Do we have anything to worry about, Dietrich? Any chance that Az Technology Corporate could use blood magic to track us? After an explosion like this? Like that? He brushes an errant flake of ash off his shoulder. Nah, boss, not a chance. Anything we might have left behind, any blood or skin or hair, has been cooked right through. We'll be fine after we clear out of here. The approaching sirens grow louder. They're now accompanied by another sound, the whine of approaching rotorcraft. What they were doing there was wrong. More than that, it was terrible. They had to be stopped, and we stopped them. It's as simple as that. The test subjects that you liberated mill about aimlessly, blinking against the light. The foremost clone takes a half step forward. But what of us? We have no purpose now. This is not supposed to happen. It is wrong. Without our masters to guide us, what will we do? Whatever you want to. You're free now. You're not supposed to be anything. Find yourselves a new purpose and make it a good one. The lead clone stares into the crater, trembling. We will try. The approaching sirens grow louder. They're now accompanied by another sound, the whine of approaching rotorcraft. You linger a few moments longer, but there is no movement in the burning rubble. Retreat to the Kriz Bazaar. Memories of the explosion that toppled the Az Technology facility keep you company on your ride back to the Kriz Bazaar. You barely managed to outrun the blast. Now the facility lies buried under thousands of kilograms of twisted rebar and reinforced concrete. No doubt a considerable blow to Az Technology's activities here in Berlin. Mission successful. It's time to get paid. Okay. Well, we got a lot of karma. We've got a lot of things to turn in. I think we'll do them one at a time. I am guessing that our young friend is the one who will be able to decipher this, but let's, oh, I guess, actually, hold on. Decide to do what to do with Az technology data. Oh, this is interesting. So I might not want to turn it in as is. Let me save before we make any hard decisions. Let's go talk to... I forget her name. I think she's going to be able to be the one to help us. Let's see. She grins at you, all spark and mischief. Hey there, how have you been? Could be worse. Can't it always? Be well, mein Freundin. Stay safe, alright? Alright, not her, apparently. Maybe Mallet has something to decipher it? Just browsing. Maybe it's the medical guy? Oh no, wait a minute. I probably want to be down here, don't I? That might explain why we have a character that we can't talk to or do anything with. As you approach the counter, you find Absinthe reading a small soy calf-stained booklet. The pages are old and weathered. Alice, a pleasure as always. What can I do for you? Looking to buy some magic. Okay, I guess it's not her either. Well, what about Algernon? I have a question for you. Ah, here we go. I came by some data on a job. It's written in a foreign language. Maybe you could take a look? Yes, of course. Hand it to me, if you will. Algernon sweeps his eyes over the information on your PDA. His mouth curls into a frown, then a grimace of disgust. This is an abomination. You would do well to delete it. What is it? He meets your eyes. Nothing that should exist, but you are looking for specifics and you will continue asking until you have them. The impetuousness of youth. Very well then, I will try to provide the knowledge that you seek. There is great power in blood, Alice Omarda. It can be used as a focus, a battery, or a bridge. The blood mages of Tenochtitlan are widely feared for their proficiency in abusing this power. This project, this bloodline, seeks to abuse the power of blood in a novel and horrifying way. With the techniques described in this document, a spellcaster could use a person's blood as a magical conduit. In layman's terms, a spell could be channeled through a father to kill his son, through a niece to kill her aunt, anyone with a hereditary connection to the original target, regardless of distance. Do you see the ramifications of this, Alice? Do you understand what this means? Were the project completed, were the techniques described within to be perfected, nobody would be safe. You could run and hide. You could go to ground. You could bury yourself in a mile of concrete. It would not matter. As long as technology can find a blood connection to their prey, they could target them, and it would be fatal. He hands back your PDA, information intact. This is yours, Alice. You have heard my counsel. I will leave the rest to you. Well, what do we have now? It looks like the only option I have is to turn it into the Schackwellenreiter. Or I could not, but... Actually, while we're here, does he have new things on sale or no? Oh, also I wanted to ask him about the other thing that he... It doesn't look like he has anything new. Okay. I have a question. Algernon, what do you know about the great dragon Furschwinge? The elf ponders for a moment, twisting a ring on his right hand. Furschwinge, the Firewing. That is a name that hasn't been heard in some time. Over 40 years, I believe, though I cannot say for certain. Time and I do not get along. She was among the first of the great dragons to awaken, and the first to be killed by meta-humanity, or so the story goes. Looks like I asked the right person. You have insight? I do, into a great many matters. Absinthe interjects. A great dragon is not like other awakened creatures. Whereas a basilisk is nothing more than a Komodo dragon whose genetic structure was mutated by magic's return, a great dragon is a creature of magic. a creature that has seen more than one cycle of the world. This is the 6th. When a great dragon falls, the sound resonates across time and space. And therefore you would know? He opens his hands. I am merely suggesting that the story is incomplete. Furschwinge awakened along with Loftwer, Nibelheir, and Kaltenstein around the first decade of this century. She was first seen over the Harz Mountains. She was first seen over the Harz Mountains, and after a long flight announcing her presence, she began raining fire on every town and village she came across. Why the attack? Think she was protecting her lair? No one knows. Furschwinge was never engaged in dialogue. German military forces are said to have killed her over the Sox the year she emerged. This after months of fire, devastation, and terror. Her body was never recovered. Whenever I hear the body was never recovered, I immediately think faked her own death. Beware the holovids, my friend. They will rot your brain. Nevertheless, it is possible that the Firewing still exists. Dragons are cunning. Quite cunning. And a sealed emergency zone is, by its very nature, sealed. We cannot know what happens inside with certainty. One must wonder what effect the radiation from a nuclear meltdown might have had upon her. You seem like a connected guy. Think any of your magical friends might know more? Algernon crosses his arms across his chest, considers. That is always a possibility. Some of my knowledge is vast, but it remains finite. He frowns. I did hear from one such friend who believed that the leader of the toxic shaman cult, disciples of cleansing fire, is actually Furschwinge trapped in human form. The cult is known for following the dragon totem while also practicing toxic magic. Now, is there anything else that you need to know? I've got to go. Is there any other path through this? Let's see. Nope. Okay. Well, informational at least. Now what do we do with this? I mean, so here's the problem, right? What is the Shockwell doing with this data? We don't know. We can guess, and we can hope that it is good, and all the indicators so far have been positive, but this world is very interconnected, and we ultimately do not know the answer. So it's hard to make an informed decision, or at least a truly informed one. I feel like claiming to have made an informed decision is tenuous at best. Whatever. Let's tell Luca we did what he told us. Welcome back, Runner. Talk to that exec. He'll fall in line after he gets his pants thoroughly dry cleaned. Well, not anymore, because he's fucking dead. Oh, well, I guess he might have evacuated, but... Excellent work. Perhaps you do have a future in this town. Here is your pay. See you around. All right. Altug, do you have anything for us? Nope. All right, let's see. I mean, what are my options? It seems like I only have the one option. Maybe I need to go to the payphone and it will make me choose then what to do with it. While we're here, let's just stop by. Lucky Strike, I assume you still don't want to talk to me. Yep. Maybe once we finish this plot line, once we go talk to Alice, we'll have more information? I don't know. Let's quick save. I mean, do I want to do this? I don't think it has any impact. I want to believe that this isn't going to be some like get to the end and find out that you were helping the villain or some shit. You know what? I'm going to risk spoiling this for myself. Let's see. Oh. Well, that's unclear. I guess, you know, it's weird because... Hold on. Sorry, I'm reading. So, what's going to happen? Well, we'll just do it. We'll do it so you can see what's about to happen. This is very poorly handled because currently the only marker I have is to deal with this. What I'm actually supposed to do is go talk to Paul, which is not clear. And then Paul clarifies what your options are, which is not clear. Blitz, do you have things to say or thoughts on the last run? Oh, I guess they do have thoughts. I never thought I'd set foot in an AS technology building. Looks different in Meat Space than it does in the Matrix, I'll say that much. Truth be told, Chief, I found the whole experience kind of nerve-wracking. I'm glad that we're out of there. And I'm even gladder that the building is a pile of smoldering rubble now. Alright. I guess we gotta talk to everyone then. We'll talk to everyone and then we'll talk to Paul. Any thoughts on that last run? You know, boss, living in Berlin, never thought I'd get the chance to go up against a blood mage. Guess today was my lucky day. Not sure how I feel about you're freeing those clones. It might have been kinder to put them out of their misery. He shrugs. It was your call, though. Any thoughts on the last run? That complex needed to be buried. What they were working on in there, it was an atrocity, Alice. I'm glad that we were able to put a stop to it. Saving the clones was a bold move. It would have been easier to leave them where they were and consider them collateral damage. But it was the right choice, Alice. We've got a job to prepare for, Alice. I don't have any more time to talk. Hit me up after the run if you like, but now I need some space. That feels like a glitch. That doesn't feel like that's what's supposed to happen there. All right, Paul. I said, all right, Paul. I have nothing new for you, Alice, and we have no time to waste. You have Alice's money and we need that information. Get to the rabbit hole and hurry back. We must find Valclair before the firing finds us. This is really poorly handled, actually. This is shockingly poorly handled. So they're just saying, okay, just move on to the next step. I think something's screwed up. Because, okay, so the wiki says that you talk to Paul and he tells you that the whole point of the run was to destroy... Oh. Well, there's the button to delete the Bloodline project data. That's... Why would I even collect it if I just want to destroy it? He says... what he's supposed to say is that the point was to destroy it, but it's up to you ultimately. You can talk to Algernon if you want more information. So that's how I would have found out if I didn't already have the thought that Algernon's the person to talk to. But Anyway, this is weird because check the status of the Alice Fund. Current funds 40,000. So I still haven't been paid for this job. Walk away. Hold on. I need to see what happens here. So is what it's asking me to do to come in here either turn it in or delete it and then it will trigger the next stage? Because I think what it wants me to do is do this. This is a one-way operation. Deleted files will be non-recoverable. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Yes, no. Delete the data. File deleted. Okay, objective to complete. Karma gained 1. Okay, so how do I usually I talk to Paul at the end of a run. Oh no. Is this glitched? I didn't get paid. Check your inbox. Oh, wait a minute. Let's see. Re-blitz. M to Alice. Dear Alice, please tell Lucas, excuse me, I mean Blitz, that I'm proud of him for not being an idiot. Oh, here we go. In all seriousness, I know that his first impulse must have been to come riding to my rescue, despite the fact that I didn't want him to. And the fact that he was willing to listen to me and stay away, well, it means a lot. I wish that I could tell him everything. So much has happened, but for now I'm afraid that I have to keep quiet. Lives depend on it. Please tell him to sit tight and that I'll be in touch when I can. And please tell him that I love him. Best, M. Alright. Your continued assistance. Thank you for your service. As a sign of our appreciation, we have decided to reward you with a piece of biotech that one of our operatives acquired on a recent job. If you wish to take advantage of this, go see Dr. Escabel. The implantation surgery has already been paid for, so there will be no cost to you. Thanks again for your help and enjoy your new toy. Open the jobs directory. Oh, claim payment for the asset. Okay, so this is clunky. This is real clunky. I don't understand why this really should be Paul's job, and I feel like he's been the message pops onto the screen. If you are receiving this message, I have fled the country or I'm otherwise unavailable. Don't worry, you'll still be getting paid. I've made the appropriate preparations. In any case, Alice, thank you for helping me. Please do not attempt to contact me again. As far as the world and my former employers are concerned, I am buried under a ton of rubble. It is best that I remain that way. Goodbye. Yvonne Jimenez, aka Frau Mueller. A moment later, a second message pops into your inbox, your payment details. All right. So, well, why does the overflow go into the Alice Fund? That's not fair. I want, give me that $8,000 that isn't necessary for her. Check the status. 58,000. Okay. I'm just curious what happens if I go with the Shockwell Rider instead. My temptation is to go that way. I've already sent the Shockwell Rider a ton of sensitive data. Somehow I don't think this is going to be the one where like they're like, hey, fuck you. Also, isn't Blitz's girlfriend supposed to be working for the Shockwell Rider? Which, I mean, so far so good with them. I want to believe that the game is not just going to pull the rug out from under me on that whole thing. Like, it's given us no other reason to be suspicious or otherwise, like, think that it's a bad idea to work with the Shadowrun writer. Like every aspect of the story that has pointed that direction has been a positive one. So here's hoping. Delivered the AS Technology project data. Machine certified cred stick. Got 500. We only got 500 new yen for it. But we did get 2 karma, which I think is more. Oh, I got an achievement. Information is free. Complete all Shadowrun writer objectives. All right. At the very least, I'm curious whether things look different when we confirm the completion. I mean, they're just taking our word for it anyway. They're dead dropping us the money. Dead wiring? Jobs directory, claim payment. Same thing. Same thing. Yep. No pending or active jobs. We'll scan through these real quick. Status of the Alice Fund. Transfer 50,000 to Alice's secured credit stick for payment. Alice, please speak with me when you are ready to proceed with Alice's payment. Amsel. Okay, so I think, yeah. We saw this before when I was playing with it, but I think this is the trigger. I have to suggest, like, this is a weird coding thing, I think, where they have it triple checking because it can't, if you can probably skip one of the optional missions, and so because you can donate your own money and you can skip potentially at least one, if not 2 optional missions, then it doesn't really know when to trigger the next stage of the game. So we have to talk to Paul to trigger the next thing. Unless talking with him is broken. Okay. So that triggered that. All right. I'm not going to do that just yet, though. Hold on. Does Glory still have nothing to say here? I'm just curious if that was a glitch or... Nope. Apparently she doesn't want to talk to me right now. I don't know why. This is such a weird space over here. Okay. So I think we're just going to wait for the next episode, and then we're going to move on with the next stage of the game. We're going to go meet Alice. See you guys for that next time.